Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday, May 27th, in the seventh and final week of Easter. The Easter season will be ending this coming Sunday as we celebrate the great feast of Pentecost. This week, the staff is reflecting on the gifts of the Holy Spirit, and the gift that I'm going to share a little bit with you is the gift of counsel. When I started thinking about the word counsel, a person came to mind. One of my dear friends, Susan. I've known her since I'm age 18. She's a bit older than I am, and she has walked with me through every major moment in my life since college. And she is a trusted counsel of mine that when I need to talk through something, when I need to make a decision that's important, she's the one that I go to. Even if I need to make a decision and I don't get a chance to speak with her right in the moment, I can still hear her voice inside and reminding me of past conversations that we had and past decisions that I've made. As I think about Susan and I reflect on the Spirit, the Holy Spirit at work in our lives, I've discovered some similarities. My relationship with Susan, as is the case with my relationship with God, has been long-standing, growing and maturing over decades of time. And I'm known intimately by both Susan and by God, in different ways, of course, but truly I feel like I'm known by them. And I feel that they both, when I'm in conversation with Susan, especially about important matters, and when I'm in prayer with God, they help me remember who I hope to be, who I want to be as a person, what's most important to me and gives meaning to my life. And they help me remember the values that ground my life and upon which I try to make choices and decisions for my life. I also trust both of them completely and believe in the deepest part of me that even when I feel challenged by them or I hear something that's difficult to take in, there's still not a doubt within me that they love me and that they only have in mind what is best for me. I am a big believer that people help us learn how to know and love God, because if a human being, with all of their flaws and weaknesses, can offer good counsel, can love me, how much more so can God, working through the Spirit, be there for me and to fill me with strength and grace, and in this case, shower me with the gift of counsel. I also decided to take a little look at some Catholic sources about the gift of counsel, and this is what I found in the Catholic Encyclopedia. The Holy Spirit not only makes our heart open and receptive to search for the truth and to accept it, but the Spirit, through the gift of counsel, also helps us to remember and to learn from past events. In the Gospel of Matthew, we hear this passage about the gift of counsel. Jesus said to the apostles, "When they hand you over, do not worry about what you will say or how you will say it. When the hour comes, you will be given what you are to say. You yourselves will not be the speakers, but the Spirit of your Father will be speaking through you." And then in the Gospel of John, we hear this. Jesus says, "However, when He, the Spirit of truth, has come, the Spirit will guide you into all truth." In both those passages, we hear Jesus reminding us, and I think it's good to keep reminding us, that we're not alone. We don't have to figure out every situation all by ourselves. that the Spirit is there with us, working through us, guiding us, and giving us counsel when we need it. And I also found this quote that I really like from St. Bonaventure. The gift of counsel acts like a new breath in the conscience, suggesting to it what is becoming, what is more fitting for the soul. I really like that image of the Spirit as breath. You know, like the saying that we hear if someone gets very afraid or anxious, that they almost like can't breathe, right? I feel like in those moments where we're not sure what to do, that the Spirit comes and fills us with the breath of the Spirit and awakening us, rousing us once again, and being there with us with the gift of counsel. There's an example that I think of from my own life with this. There was a time when I needed to make a very difficult decision, and one that would greatly change my life and those around me. And I knew that no matter what I decided, I would be upsetting and disappointing many people I loved and cared for. And as I prayed to the Spirit for the counsel I needed, I felt that I was led into this interior process of prayer and reflection. And this is what I learned through that as I prayed for the gift of counsel, I was led to a decision, but I also felt that I was given the strength to be able to carry out that decision. But an important part of it too is, even though I could carry out the decision, it didn't take away the pain or the sadness that came with it. So the gift of counsel doesn't make everything perfect or nice, but I think if we're in a true, authentic place, it can lead us to an inner place where we really hear God's voice, and we really are at the center, the true center of who we are. So what does this all mean for us in everyday life? I think right now, as we find ourselves during these days of pandemic, there are many decisions that are going to need to be made, important decisions, whether it be as individuals or for our families or as our parish community. We really need to pray to the Spirit for the gift of counsel during these times. And I guess the question we can ask ourselves is, are our hearts open and receptive to where the Spirit is leading us moving forward? Are we making decisions that resonate with what we value most, even if those decisions might be hard? And in a special way, I'm really praying for the leaders in our state, in our country, and throughout the world, calling upon the Spirit to bestow upon them this gift of counsel. As we approach this celebration of Pentecost this Sunday, we really need the Spirit more than ever these days. And I hope that we can be united in praying for one another, that our hearts and our minds and our souls are wide open to all that the Spirit wishes to share with us in strengthening us and giving us the grace that we need each day. I do hope you have a good rest of the week, and blessings for Pentecost Sunday. And I hope we get to see each other hopefully soon. And until then, I wish you many blessings of peace.